draw conclusions from the way Meghan was systematically criticised and attacked for things which other members of the royal family could get away with.
And so a sharply divided debate continues. Was Meghan the naive American who never found flexible in
1936, when King Edward VIII gave up the throne to marry Wallis Simpson. Like Meghan, she was an American divorcee, an outsider who felt shunned by the royal family. The death of Princess Diana in 1997 also saw the royals accused of failing to support a young woman who they'd invited into their gilded cage, seemingly unable to comprehend
the continued residue of the discrimination and the racism that made British Empire.
Harry and Meghan praised the Queen in their interview. Prince Charles was portrayed as unsupported.
Is that modelling suggests there is going to be a further surge in coronavirus infections in the late summer or autumn, and many vulnerable people still aren't protected. Here's our health editor, Peter.
The vaccination programme rolls on. Those aged between 56 and 59 in England now getting their invitations. Some leisure facilities are set to reopen. From May the 17th, some indoor meetings and hospitality will be allowed, and June the 21st will be the earliest possible date for a full reopening. The government advisors say it can't go any quicker.
What government has been told over and again is take this day, and what we don't want to do is accelerate it to try to come to reverse, bring it back again, open things up and immediately close it down.
From Friday in Scotland, portion, Cupid, BBC News.
Well, the latest daily data on coronavirus shows that the overall number of people who've had their first jab to more than 22.5 million, and more than 1 million people have now had both doses of the vaccine. Well, at the end of January, more than 4,000 people were on ventilators in hospitals across the UK. That number has fallen dramatically in the past few weeks to just over 1,300 today. Our medical editor, Fergus Walsh, has returned to the intensive care unit at University College Hospital in London, where he met staff and patients. Some viewers may find some of the images in his report distressing.
This is the reality of COVID intensive care. For patients like Louis Christou, he's been on a ventilator since Christmas. It may not look it, but he is improving. Louis, who's 70, is gradually being winged off a machine. He has a tube into his windpipe, his body learning to breathe again. A retired mechanic, his wife and family are waiting anxiously at home. No longer fully sedated, Louis is sometimes aware of his surroundings. As patients, Louis' family agreed to us film a little. The pressure here is easing, but for many COVID patients, surviving intensive care is just the start of a long journey of recovery. 1, 2, 3. Russell is having to learn to stand and walk again. A minister at a central London church, he hopes to be home in time for Easter and looks forward to tasting food again.
I've had the feeding tube now for over 2 months because I couldn't swallow. I just forgotten how. So I've had to relearn how to swallow. I'm now relearning how to stand and how to walk. And it's literally, you're kind of rebuilding your life.
Milen, who's in his 40s, is another ICU survivor who's just starting to rebuild his life.
It's to spread in late summer and get to some people who don't have full protection, maybe others who haven't been vaccinated at all. And another message today was to politicians, those who are calling for speeding up the easing of lockdown restrictions. That can't happen in the view of these advisors. You have to wait 5 weeks between each step, certainly in England, to assess the impact of what's happened.
The Queen said she is starting to learn how challenging the last few years have been for Prince Harry and Meghan, and still to come.
I was thinking, how can that be there? Has somebody come down the street and thrown a piece of coal at the house?
We'll meet the family who discovered that a very rare chunk of meteor was landed on their driveway.
Coming up on Sportsday on BBC News, his hair from Scotland at Wembley in 1977 was iconic, but the daughter of former Manchester United player Gordon McQueen says she's interested in getting the ball to help her father to develop dementia.
Decided to leave his morning Britain for having prevented for more than 5 years. The media regulator Ofcom said
And I've spent a lot of time over the last few months, and certainly the last couple of years, possibility for people worldwide, the future of the protocol, to not have ourselves in a situation where, because of Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Could I say to my horizon from a narrative of unilateral action and debate? We have Well, I think you've summed up the main thrust of what Prime Minister Northern Ireland Secretary was saying to us there. This was a question from Labour, an urgent question about the Northern Ireland Protocol, which was part of the post-Brexit strategy negotiated between the UK and the EU. And not even a word about
some very windy weather on the way across the days. Potentially the wind strong enough to cause some damage and disruption in the next 20 minutes. And I think it's probably through the middle of the night into the early part of Thursday the wind will actually reach their peak. And as they do so, the seas becoming rough as well. The Irish Sea, particularly a little tomorrow could see a stronger gusty wind during afternoon. Even on into Friday, well, story, we're left with a more direct westerly flow, left and right overnight and rain. And with those showers pushing in once England and Wales could really mean business on Friday. And again, we've got the Northern Ireland, maybe increasing in central Northern England, wintry. And that wind is not to be underestimated, lighter than it will be in the next 24 hours, yes, but still a notable breeze in the showers will pass forward. And it stays windy on into the weekend.
A serving police officer has been arrested in connection with the disappearance of Sarah Everard in South London. The 33-year-old was... Hello, good afternoon, welcome to the BBC News, and was planning to walk home. A police officer was detained in Kent, and a woman was arrested in the same location on suspicion of assisting an offender. This morning, police have been searching a house in Deal in Kent. Our correspondent John Donaldson is at Scotland Yard this lunchtime. John.
Jane, 7 days after Sarah Everard disappeared, Scotland Police's own admission has left them shocked and deeply disturbed. It's now almost a week since Sarah Everard disappeared. The 33-year-old, originally from York, was last seen as she walked home through Clapham in South London last Wednesday evening. This morning, more details were given on the news that the serving Metropolitan Police officer is one of 2 people to be arrested in Kent in connection with the case.
Our inquiry suggests that this officer was not on duty at the time of Sarah's disappearance. At the same time, at the same location, a woman was also arrested on suspicion of assisting an offender. She was also taken to custody and remains the London Police Station as I speak.
Police say Sarah left her friend's house around 9 p.m. last Wednesday. Officers believe she walked across Clapham Common, rejoined the...
The black rhino, leaving Yorkshire for Tanzania in the hope of increasing the numbers.
Crisis and the scale of the problem, the pandemic that we all face, capability, specialist skills, in different ways, supporting businesses, but also in setting up this major new infrastructure testing trades. We've seen consultancies used across the world to assist governments in providing this short-term specialist skills and resource to assist them in providing the rapid response that was needed to fight this pandemic.
And when you talk about specialist skills, are you talking about organisational abilities, essentially? I mean,